Good afternoon. Continuing yesterday's class in Likutei Moharan on 102, Kuf Bet, we learned a very important calculation of Rabbi Nachman. It tells us God created the world for His honor and glory. How does God create that glory? He reveals that He's King. How does God reveal that He's King? Through providing Rav Tov, Rav Shefa, great abundance to the Jewish people, and the nations see the Jewish people have abundance and Hatzlacha, and they have a bracha, so that people shoot missiles at us all night long and nothing hits anybody. That's called the Kippat Shalom, by the way. The Iron Dome is very nice. We shoot everything down, but nothing gets through. Nobody gets hurt. That tells you somebody's helping out with the Iron Dome. We call that the Sukkah Shalom, the Kippat Shalom, because it is described in the liturgy. It's part of the idea of Sukkot Shalom, Sukkot David lo Nofeles, and Sukkot David's coming back, God's kingship through His king. Okay, but let's not go too far messianic. Here in our Torah, we're learning an important equation. So how does God reveal His glory, His kingship? Through giving blessing to the Jews. How do the Jews get that blessing? He tells us through the letters and the words of our prayers get answered. Because when you see that you have a God that answers prayers, it changes the whole paradigm. It's no longer a fairy tale. It's a real life-to-life building situation. Every day we need new things, and every day we have new things to deal with. We need God's help. Okay, so that's where we ended yesterday. Today we're going to pick it up in the middle of the first paragraph. He brings up a pasuk from our sages. It says, Masechet Sanhedrin, Hayav kol adam le'omar b'shvili nivra olam. Every person is hayav. It's not an option. It's not a nice spiritual idea. Every person is hayav, obligated to say that the world was created for me. And we know that the rabbis in Masechet Sanhedrin tell us the end of the pasuk there is Lagid shahayav olam bishvili litaken, to fix the world. We're not just here to have a good time. We have to contribute, and by helping fix the world, of course, we do have a good time. But the Rebbe goes on here with the idea. How can we in Hebrew, arouse this great abundance that's going to reveal that God's king over the Jews and therefore king over the world, and the whole chain reaction happens. With awe. When Jews have awe, the world is like, ooh, what's with these guys? And that's why it's so important that Jews carry that awe with them when Jews see them. Now, I'm not talking about just your level of religiosity, how many mitzvot you keep. I'm talking about your mindset, your head set, your frame of reference to the world is through that there is a God, and I want to serve Him. I want to do the right thing. Let's make it simple. And if we have that true thing where you have a chance, someone gives you too much change at the store, the rabbis bring that example, you bring the money back to the store, you do a sanctification of God's name, because that teller who was going to, at the end of the day, she's going to find out her draw is short, and then she's missing money. She doesn't want to have that experience. And here comes the Jew giving back money to her that she gave mistakenly. She says, blessed is the God who created these people. She's not going to bless you to your face. She's going to bless the God that created you. That is a piece of the world to come right there in your bank account. Okay, so this is how we do it. By setting the example. Call me sheshlo yir'at shamayim devarav nishma'im. And he goes on to tell us another famous verse, that everybody who has this awe of God, His words are listened to. Now, being listened to is a very important thing, especially when you're a parent. You got 5-year-olds running around and nobody's listening to anybody. But if you're a CEO of a corporation, you're a politician, people listen to you not because they love you or they honor you so much, but rather they are obligated to listen to you because you're paying their salary, or they did a favor for you to get you into the White House press corps. I don't know. I don't think maybe you want to work there, but The point is that people want to be heard. They want to be listened to. And if you have Yirat Shamayim, people will listen to you. This is what it's telling you. There are two types of fear. Yirah Elyonah, the upper fear, Shabbat Adam Lifamin, the upper fear is sometimes you just feel it. It's awesome. And that's a good thing. But about that Yirah, the Rebbe Nachman says, Ein Sechar, there is no reward when you just have a sudden moment of inspiration. The moment of inspiration is the reward. So if you suddenly think, oh, God's great, that sounds like a wonderful thing, and it is. But it's a gift unto itself. But the second type of Yirah, Shebal Adam B'koach Adam Batzmo, that a person gets the Yirah from his own hard work, there is reward just for working yourself into a state of awe of God. That you look at the tree and you see the wonder of a tree. You say, who created this tree? It makes it through the winter and the summer with water, without water, with heat, with bugs, and this tree is still strong 50 years later. I remember we planting a tree and it got to be 30, 40 years old, and it was like, I felt like I knew this guy, like it's a person. It's a tree. But this tree has soul, the level of a soul of a tree. Not a human soul, a tree soul. Let's not get mixed up. But when you feel awe of something in creation and you work on it and you work with the idea and your thoughts automatically go from the tree to God to the universe, that's work. And that work carries with it schar, reward. Now what's the reward? Let's not think about our bank book first. Let's think about the reward of healthy children, healthy wife, safe family, winning a war. How's that? That's a schar to win a war. We think, oh, it's just, oh, well, I won the war because I have bigger guns. That's not necessarily so, and it's in a leap in an arrogant leap in self-appraisal. No, we can't afford that as Jews, because right now, well, everybody in the world knows what we're looking at. We should probably do a separate talk about that, with what they're planning over there on the other side of the border in the desert sands of Iran, okay? But this type of Yirah, where the person does the hard work to arrive at that state of awe of the Creator and creation, awe of the Torah, or awe of the Am Segula, the Jewish people that he chose to make the example from. You might say, well, if that God made the example with these people and gave them the Holocaust, then maybe I don't want to serve or know that God. And people do arrive at that conclusion, but they don't see the bigger picture, be able to come to that conclusion. But this Yirah is the kind that causes a righteous person, Tzaddik Moshel, he rules with his Yirah. In other words, by having awe of God, your decisions get followed. And when it says your words are listened to, it's not enough that they hear what you say, it's that they do what you think they should do. So when you tell your grandkids not to cross the street because it's a busy highway, he stops immediately. He understands Grandpa's not just talking. There's an important message here to save his life. And it's true with all people, especially when you're in the business of giving advice or counseling people, which, God has blessed me to do. I don't give advice just because it comes to mind. I give advice because you care about people and you see people make mistakes and the mistakes cost them over and over. So you have to be really serious about awe of God, to generate awe of God, so that your words are listened, so that you get the right advice in your mind in the first place, for yourself, much less anybody else. And when you have that awe, your prayers get answered. And when your prayers get answered, people see it and they think there's something miraculous going on. And there is. It's called the creation itself is a miracle. The Torah is a miracle. The land of Israel is a miracle. The Jewish people are a miracle after all these years. And so on and so forth, until you see that the fact that you have cold milk in your refrigerator in the morning for your cereal, that's also some kind of miracle, because the milk didn't go straight from the cow to your cup. You know, there's a whole process, a chain reaction of cause and effect through all reality happening all the time. That is a miracle too. It's just the miracle is hidden in the natural course of events. And when you understand that the natural course of events is also a miracle, my friend, then you will unify the world. And then you become a person that God wants to answer your prayers. He wants you to pray in order that He can answer them. And you'll see that in your life. And I bless you all to see that in your life. We're going to say goodbye for now. We're going to continue this Torah. God bless you all. Have a great weekend.